Hi guys, hail and Mary to everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. I'm at Cumbies like usual, and today it's still cool and not too bad. The sun was out earlier. It's overcast now. It wouldn't be surprised if we get rain in a couple of days. We are by next Tuesday. Majority of this week will not be rain. It'll be actually kind of dry. But on Tuesday, we're going to see, by next week, we're going to start seeing rain as a regular thing. Thursday, I have a hair appointment. Okay? So, just to let you know, morning show for Thursday will be a regular time. So all this week is going to be a regular time at 10 a.m. And then on Thursday around 12-ish, 12:15, we're going to get ready to go to the hair salon. And then tomorrow night is supposed to be the VP debate. Now, I don't know exactly which channel it's going to be on, so I'm going to have to go look around for it. But given what people said about Walt, something tells me it's not going to be very exciting. So, I asked this question once before and I got crickets for the answer. I asked people, because I know my show was watched by Republicans and Democrats, okay? And independent voters and other parties, like the Green Party and maybe the Communist Party, okay? And I asked them, I said, what is it about Kamala Harris that you find so appealing? And not a single answer. Same thing with Waltz. Not a single answer, okay? So, if they're not really convincing, then why are you voting for them? So, as I said, no one answered. So, to get home today, I was gonna start working at Dr Demnto. Network records and get them ready for debut. The problem was when. And I say that because tomorrow is the debate, as I heard, okay? Tomorrow's the debate, so that means that I'm not going to be able to really do it then, play it then. Thursday would have been the night show on Kick. Maybe I can slip it in then on Kick. Well, actually, Thursday night as well. Oh, that's right. So maybe you can still slip it in on Kick, though. That's true. Saturday night, I have no idea what we're doing because of what happened. Okay? So, Saturday, I do not know what is planned. Like I said, I could do the night show on Kick on Saturday. But I don't know yet, okay? Now, what I have to do with this, with the Dr. Demnto network records is I have to first, it would be pretty much be set up for automatic selection, okay? If I went to my hidden record changer, I could, which I do, I could just plop them on my record changer and it would just play them in order. However, the problem is you got locked grooves. The locked grooves are so that at the end of the segment, the DJ would at that point know when to start the local advertisements. And we are, because we're going to put some in. I might shorten my ads down, but I'm also going to use some other ads from the some PSAs that would be appropriate for our channel, and maybe even slip in some commercials from T-Mobile and other companies. No, that's something I'm going to work on. So there's a lot of things that we're doing, and here's what they got. It's got 8 segments of the show, okay? So your first segment, then you have your ad spot, and your segment, which has the end of that record, okay, side, which really is designed for another ad spot. Then you put the second record on, and continue on from there, and you got the ad spot, next band, then the record ends, and so on and so forth. And you do that 4 times. Because you got 4 sides, right? It's a double record set. So what I was thinking to myself is, well, why don't we copy it in to Audacity, just like I did originally when I was working on the Silver Moon demo record. I mentioned the Silver Moon demo record because this is exactly what I did, except those individual songs. I would take the songs from record 1, put it in there, play it, and not pausing Audacity. I would just let Audacity run. And then when that song ends, then I would cue up the next song. But I know I'm usually terrible getting it right on the beginning of the groove, so I usually put it like a second or two before, or the last song, and then I record it from there. So I would do something similar with the Dr Demnto, but because they're locked grooves, that ain't going to help you, because what's going to happen is the record doesn't automatically go into the next band. It doesn't do that. So you have to put the tone arm right where it's got to go. Now, can you back cue? Yeah, you can back cue. Except, again, there's no pause button. See, I was going to add this to my turntables. Originally was a pause button. In other words, a button that you can press that cuts power to the motor. Maybe I might even use a push on, push off button, so that when it's paused, the button glows red, so I know it's in stop. Okay? You might be saying, well, what about some of those professional audio technical turntables, or those fancy turntables that use, like they use in professional DJs use, like the LP150s. I would buy one. I would need 2. Mm-hmm. 2 turntables, and that's gonna cost money. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if that expensive, but I'm concerned about buying that because, remember my cat Rusty? Yeah, Mr. Free Guy. Sometimes when I'm playing a record and he starts walking around the turntable, like at this cover, all of a sudden goes, bam, right on top of the record in the tone. I did that maybe one time. It destroyed all my turntables that way. So that's the reason why I usually just leave I let Rusty out at night, 7 o'clock. So, knowing Rusty, the minute I plop my fat ass down on the table and start working on the record, he's gonna be like Garfield going, oh shit. I guess it's time to go out again. Why doesn't he just go to the bedroom? I have no idea why he doesn't go in the bedroom. It's just the way Rusty is. See, I want to get this done so it plays smooth, you know. And that's where the only other problem is your mixer is not really set up for QE. Right, this inexpensive pile turntable controller doesn't actually offer a Q option. But a Q option works with the fader and the turntable like this. And also, it will allow your turntable to do certain things. But we don't have money right now for that, so we're just going to deal with what we have. Keep this in mind. Even though you might think it's kind of hilariously funny. My turntables, ones I have now, run on 5 volts DC. My power bank can power both turntables without breaking a sweat. I don't know how long it would power them. At least a while. At least a while, right? At least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. Well, let's see. 10 watts at peak and 5 watts each. Right? So it's 10 watts. The problem is, the stupid thing is measuring things in amp hours. But, so what is 20 amp hours in watts? Well, the battery is about 3.4, let's say 4 volts. Let's see. 20 amp hours times, say 5 watts, 5 volts. But actually, it's about 3.4 volts. That's 80 watts. That means that subtract, say, for 5% for 95% efficiency, you're talking maybe about 7 hours of runtime. Think about what that would mean, right? You're at a campsite. You have a friend that says to you, gee, Michelle, I'd like to do an impromptu party here at the campsite. But the spot I didn't have electricity. Oh, okay. That's easy to do. So, let's say I don't have the other cable with me, but get my power bank out of my blind drawer and then connect it to, because I use this as a splitter, plug this in and take a 2 USB-A to 5.5 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter or 2.2 millimeter barrel connectors, plug them in here, plug those into the turntables, plug this into that, and next thing you know, we got a portable if not imperfect, but still DJ station. Okay? And then you plug in a mixer like I have. I also make, I do have one that does it. Yes, the pile. Oh, yes, the other one. But that's a single channel mixer. But anyway, they plug that in, right? So then the next thing you know it, so you got a battery mixer, 2 battery turntables, power bank, a battery light, and just get a couple of battery speakers, and next thing you know it, you're rocking and rolling at St. White Memorial campsite, which actually doesn't sound half bad. If anybody ever been to White Memorial in Litchfield knows, actually it's in Bantam, it's a campground that's really, really rustic, and it doesn't even have indoor plumbing. So when you go there, there's no indoor plumbing, there's no electricity to campsites. Very simple, very nice, very rustic environment. And this thing is crooked. I get it. Yeah. So, how perfect can you get, right? And I would love to have done it too, but what happened was because I hardly ever get a chance to get out to do that kind of stuff, to just basically let my hair down and just go, screw it. Let's just fling out caution and win and just do that. I'd love to try it once in a while. I've got the gear to do it in a rudimentary level. You know. But let me get back to the main thing. So the Dr Demnto record, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip it. I'm going to take it, enter it into Audacity. Then I'm not going to split it to individual bands. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, really. But take the band's music and stuff, and then add insert mode on Audacity. Stick in the commercials where I need to put them, and get it out the door. Be a big giant WAV file. Or I could turn it into an MP3. It doesn't really matter. And then on one show, we'll just play it right through. All 2 hours of it. Same thing with America's Top 40 from 1974. I do exactly the same thing. That would absolutely work. But there's more commercials on the America's Top 40 one than there is in the other one. So I have to figure out how I'm going to stick all those ads in there. So, and unfortunately, I got to use the bathroom. So, I'm just going to say is that maybe I'll go do a little bit of an amendment on this video showing the process. That might be an option. I might just do that. I might just go ahead and record some B-roll in the studio with the camera showing. I'm going to use only one of the turntables because there's one that's conveniently kind of easy to see and from my eyesight. The other one's kind of behind the monitor. It's kind of hard to get at it. And so that's a good point. Yeah. And I think it'll be interesting to see how that works. Yeah, I think we could do that. Absolutely. Just make this a kind of a combination here and at home video. And then we have the cue tracks. We have the time for every single band. Down to the second. Down to the second. Now, to my knowledge, Westwood One does not necessarily distribute shows on vinyls anymore. I believe now they distribute them on CDs. But I could be wrong. They might still offer them as vinyls. So, let's head out and we'll get home and then we'll start the process.
All right,
okay?
So let me show you what we're dealing with here. Obviously, I have Rick sitting on the turntable right now, but I'm going to lift this up so I can show you close up what I was talking about when I saw locked grooves, so you understand this. Okay. You can probably maybe can't see it that well, so let me see if I can shed some more light on the subject. Okay. Maybe you can see it there now. There's a groove that runs the record there. That is a locked groove that separates band 1 from band 2. So what happens is, when band 1 ends, and you want to start band 2, it doesn't automatically go right into the song. Instead, the DJ has to nudge it along. And to do that, we have a cue sheet from Westwood One that shows us where the commercials are, the start, the stop commercials. Theoretically, a DJ could take this record. Oh, this is the side one. Is this the side one? Yeah. So the first band is 16 minutes long. Second band is 12 minutes 45 seconds long, which is about 22 minutes long. Okay. Then on the next record, which is side 2, which is the second platter, you do the same thing and same thing here, and that's how it works. It's just it's a lot of work to do it that way, but that's the way it's organized. So for that reason, we have to do this in. So I'm going to use Audacity to take the song. I'll show you here. I'm going to use Audacity here to rip the record into a WAV file. And then when I get done editing into a WAV file through Audacity, we're going to then just go ahead and process it that way. Pretty neat system overall, but it is going to take a while. Now, Rusty just went out, so I got to work fast because the kitty's outside. So let me get that started, and then pause this tape here, and then we're going to submit the segment, and then I'll show you where we're going because of the copyright. I can't play it here on YouTube. So, besides, it's going to take a while anyway. So, let's just pause this right now, and then we'll continue on with the description as we go. Okay, so here we have on the screen some of side 1 on the record. So you can see, I have zoomed out so you can see more precisely what we got here. First of all, very beginning here is where we put the stylus on the turntable. And so you can see that since we have the cue sheets, we can look up where everything is, and we know, for example, if we go to where it said 17 minutes, we know, because we can look it up on the chart, it'll tell you like so. The first 17 minutes is going to have the second cue mark. So I just go over here, 15, actually 17, it's 16 minutes. So I go here, around here. You can see there's a gap, okay? And all I have to do is insert our advertisement here if I choose to. Or I could just remove this whole pile of junk and just play it without any interruptions at all. Same thing when it goes to the second record, third record, fourth record. You'll hear that there's a little bit of a gap. So you just scroll on over here, and you'll see it's not exactly so small. It's actually pretty long. I think it's right around here. So like 34 minutes. Yeah, I think I found it. Alright, so the point is, what I do now is I think this is right here. So all I do is I can edit these out, or I can keep them, and then I could just go ahead and insert ads, or I could just extend the ads completely. But that's what we're going to look into next. But let's talk about the next thing you may not have known. Did you know that Dr. Demnto is still on the air? Yes, it is. It is actually available as a podcast. It started out as podcast only in 2010, and it is still being made to this day. Apparently, when Westwood One went out of business, Dr. Demnto ended up going rogue. For lack of a better word. So, Dr. Demnto is still around. I could post a link to that as well. Of course, it's really funny to realize that the radio station records were a thing back in 1991, but they were, and there's the cue sheet right there, and we used to cue it up. And it came along swimmingly well. So now, of course, nowadays, when Westwood One did go to CDs, I don't know if they kept vinyls as an option for DJs after their CDs stuck around after 1991. I have no idea, but it's interesting because at the same time, in 1991, they were offering these shows also on CD as well. So I just need to now clean up this thing, make it play good. I do want to include some of our own ads, but I have to figure out which ads to play. Because we know, for example, that the Silver Moon ones are hideously long in modern radio terminology. Most radio stations would never play Silver Moon radio ads as 3-4 minutes long. Most cues are only for about 1 minute, so maybe about 2 30-second ads or 4 15-second local ads. So yeah, of course, when I was listening to it on radio, a lot of times the system would be using automated stations would be using CDs and cue marks. And sometimes you hear the cue marks as the special tones that tells when to stick in the ads from broadcast cards, whatever. So that's kind of what they did back then. Because of copyright, I can't play this on the air for you, but I will just tell you that now we have this entered into the database. Next part is to actually get the show cleaned up, ready to play here at AM 1610 Silver Moon City, Azeroth, and that's what we're going to do. And I am going to look into the Dr. Demnto podcast server to see if I can download episodes in their entirety, and we can play those also on Silver Moon. We'll see what we can do with that. But for now, I wanted to show you what we're doing. And so, by the way, the grooves were really hard to see. I used the flashlight. Woo! Yeah, I have money flashlights. This is my small ones. So I could actually see the grooves better, and then I was able to very carefully line up. And unfortunately, I didn't always pick up what I was putting down, but Yeah, that happens. So, um, that's what we're gonna do. So let's go through this. I'm gonna edit this up, clean this up, get it ready to go, and then we'll figuring out how we're gonna play it on Silver Moon AM 1610. So for now, everybody, thanks for watching this very short little demo. It's not much of a demo, but oh well, because of copyright, I can't play it, so you wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. But it should be interesting to see how this goes. So for now, see you later. Bye bye.